Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is November 15th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an apocalyptic DEFCON level event during the live broadcast of UFC 322 from New York City on the evening of November 15th of 2025. In other words, in the next 2 hours, between the hours of 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 o'clock in the morning, on the morning of November 16th of 2025, the CIA is going to stage an unprecedented attack somewhere around the world, specifically to trigger World War III. Really quick, in respect to the numerology, this is UFC 322. If you look on the symbol of skull and bones, this esoteric secret society from Yale, which numerous presidents, including George W. Bush, has come from, you see the number 322, and so I believe that this impending attack is going to spawn the political resurrection of J.D. Vance from Vice President to President of the United States, because in the aftermath of this impending attack, in the next 120 minutes, Donald J. Trump is going to hear of this attack, and he's going to have a quote-unquote heart attack or some sort of medical-related event, and thereby J.D. Vance, who I believe is a Skull and Bones member, will become President of the United States on the date of November 16th of 2025. Coincidentally, the morning of November 16th marks exactly 29,322 days since the CIA staged the first ever nuclear terror attack targeting Hiroshima, Japan back on August 6th of 1945. Needless to say, this suggests that the CIA is going to stage a nuclear event, most likely in Europe or Asia, during this live event, which is going to kill Donald J. Trump. It's going to spawn the swearing in of J.D. Vance, and it's going to trigger World War III. So exactly what type of attack is planned during this live event that's being broadcast, possibly up to upwards of 1 billion people around the world, obviously not known, but it's most likely going to involve an offensive attack by China, Iran, or Russia. In reality, it will likely be executed by the Israeli Mossad, the Israeli Navy, or the Israeli Air Force, but it will be blamed on China, Iran, or Russia to start World War III. Obviously, there are a million potential scenarios, but the most likely is that the CIA stages a 9/11 style nuclear terror attack targeting one or more locations, a nuclear ICBM strike. This could be from China, Iran, or Russia, or some sort of surprise naval attack. Coincidentally, I just identified a plan that the CIA is going to execute during this live broadcast of UFC 322 in New York City on the evening of November 15th of 2025, which involves alleged Russian submarine attack, naval attack, targeting New York City, Washington, D.C., and or Miami, Florida. So this has been set up. You can read my report on 911truther.org just below this video, but essentially this is going to be executed from Israeli Dolphin-class Navy submarines, and then they're going to blame it on Russia. This is likely going to feature airstrikes, 9/11 style drone attacks, ballistic missile strikes, cruise missile strikes, or rocket attacks targeting Miami, New York, and or Washington, D.C. Obviously, this is going to trigger World War III, and it's going to be a false flag by the Israeli Navy. Really quick, other potential plots that I have uncovered include an ISIS attack on the morning of November 16th in Paris, a MAGA militia attack targeting the Atlanta International Airport, Russian ICBM strikes targeting Poland, Japan, and Pennsylvania, as well as the quote-unquote big one, earthquake targeting Los Angeles, which would result in the collapse of the continental shelf and the sinking of Los Angeles into the Pacific Ocean. So the CIA is going to use this opportunity. This is one of the biggest fights ever. Has Islam Makhachev versus some guy from Australia, and it's for the title belt, and so it's going to have millions of people watching. And we all know that the CIA seizes upon these opportunities to stage terror attacks and apocalyptic events during live broadcasts. This is how I got into my particular situation, because I published a book entitled The Nuclear Bible about a false flag 9/11 style nuclear terror attack by Al Qaeda targeting the Super Bowl between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers in Arlington, Texas, back on February 6th of 2011. So, although a direct attack on the stadium, Madison Square Garden in New York City during this broadcast is not expected, they will attack New York City. So obviously, in the aftermath of this report, it's highly likely that the CIA would reload and target another potential location. But what's imperative to know here this is Switzerland. So Switzerland is going to execute an attack via their CIA, via their Israeli Mossad, their Israeli Navy, their Israeli Air Force in the next 48 hours. And so this is going to happen during the live broadcast, before the broadcast ends of UFC 322. Last but not least, I've published numerous reports about a man-made asteroid strike. This fake planet, Atlas 3I, has been in the news incessantly, and that means that they're planning to stage some sort of alien or apocalyptic asteroid comet strike, and this could also happen during the live broadcast of this event. Coincidentally, I've published reports for Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, a strike there, a strike on Russian islands up in the by the North Pole, as well as for a strike targeting the Yucatan Peninsula. So obviously, if that happens, know that it was fake and it was staged. So in the event that if any of the aforementioned events come to fruition in reality in the next 2 hours, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets.